Looking for Hortense, French comedy, James.
Yeah, comedy drama, I guess, with Jean-Pierre and Kristin Scott Thomas as a couple having a few problems. She's getting embroiled in the play that she's directing, hardly seeing anything of her family. He is trying to reconnect with his father, a top judge, attempting to pluck up the courage to ask him for help in an immigration case that he's been involved with. And really, it's about people, specifically this couple, who've put their issues to one side for a very long time, but now actually have to face up to the problems and actually have to face up to reality that things are coming to a head. And it's exactly the kind of movie that I think the French film industry do particularly well. It's not a high concept movie, not a tightly plotted, bawsy romp. It's something much lighter, much more relaxed. It's a comedy of manners, really, where, you know, the characters are allowed to breathe and the plot sort of gently unravels. And the laughs are very genteel, continental chuckles rather than big, bawdy British laughs. And it is all in the handling. I mean, you could make this film as something very big and shouty into a farce, because actually the main character called Damien is exasperated. He can never get an appointment to see his dad, and he's got things he's got to do but can't get round to do them. He doesn't know what his wife is up to. He could be a much sort of larger than life fool. If this was made in the 1980s with John Cleese, right, I wouldn't be surprised. It's like Clockwise, you know, they could have made it into that kind of film, but thankfully they don't. They do it with a much more gentle touch, and so it encompasses actually some serious issues: father-son relationships, middle-age romance, immigration, adolescence, all in the same movie. Actually, I think, what did we call her last week? KST, wasn't it? KST, Kristin Scott Thomas. I actually think she's better in French than in English. That might be partly to do with the fact I'm so impressed by the fact that she's doing movies in French. But I also think she seems more casual. She seems more relaxed in French films. Over here, sometimes she's sort of the uptight posh girl. But in France, you know, she's unashamedly chatty and urbane and sassy. And actually, the main thing wrong with this movie is that she's not in it enough, actually.